a holly jolly Christmas. And when you walk down the street, say hello to friends you know and everyone you meet. Oh, hold the mistletoe hung where you can see. Somebody waits for you, kiss her once for me. Have a holly jolly Christmas, and in case you didn't hear, oh by golly, have a holly jolly Christmas this year. Oh, hold the mistletoe hung where you can see. Somebody waits for you, kiss her once for me. Have a holly jolly Christmas, and in case you didn't hear, oh by golly, have a holly jolly Christmas this year. Oh by golly, have a holly jolly Christmas this year.
You can stay up if you want to. Oh, go ahead. Yeah.
I just have to say, we're going through a traumatic experience at home. We just got a new puppy. And so it's a lot of paying attention. And my wife is here, and where's the puppy? Anyway, so she wanted a dog. I wanted a cat. So she got the dog, and I got to name the dog. So I named it, well, let me tell you what I named it. Felix. Okay? So it's Felix the dog, and when he's bad, we do this. Felix naughty dog, Felix naughty dog, Felix naughty dog, prospero año y felicidad. Feliz Navidad, Feliz Navidad, Feliz Navidad, prospero año y felicidad. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas from the bottom of my heart. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas from the bottom of my heart. Feliz Navidad, Feliz Navidad, Feliz Navidad, prospero año y felicidad. Feliz Navidad, Feliz Navidad, Feliz Navidad, prospero año y felicidad. Everybody! I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas from the bottom of my heart. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas from the bottom of my heart. Hey!
Well, thank you, music team. And Terry, I sympathize with you. I understand how getting a new puppy can give one pause. Good morning and Merry Christmas.
Good morning.
It's such a joy to welcome each and every one of you to Unity of Fox Valley on this beautiful, sunshiny morning as we begin the very start of Christmas week. And I want to take this opportunity to remind you to please silence any of your electronic devices so that we may get to the service. without, well, I won't say without any interruptions, but without any extraordinary interruptions. And now I want to ask, is anybody here for the first time? Any first-time visitors? If so, please raise your hand. Okay. So I'm going to take note of something, somebody who's not a first-time visitor, but is blessing us with her presence this morning. We have another minister in the crowd, and that's Reverend Elizabeth Mora, who most of you know. Elizabeth, it really is fitting for the word today. The word is joy, and it's a joy to welcome you here to be with us this morning. Thank you very much. And so at this point, I want to invite Marie to please come up and do our daily word reading, and to, along with Eliza, I believe, participate in the lighting of our Advent candle. Okay. Oh, here. I thought you had it memorized.
I'm good, but not that good. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Merry Christmas. Eliza and I are your prayer chaplains today. And I just wanted to note that this is a special month and year for us as prayer chaplains.
My bad.
Thank you. 20 years ago, this month, we dedicated our first prayer chaplain team. And we have a couple of emeriti with us today. We were going to do a little bit more of a celebration, but not all of our active prayer chaplains can be with us today, so we've postponed that till January. But I'd like to acknowledge Marge Orchard, who was in our first class, along with myself, and who served as our prayer chaplain coordinator for many years. It's been a blessing to be a part of this team. And Elizabeth Mora, Reverend Mora, is a chaplain emeriti. So thank you for being with us today. Okay, today's daily word is joy. I feel fully alive and joyous. And that affirmation is up there, so when I finish the daily word, I will invite you to say it again with me. I feel the joy of God within me as a gentle spring, bubbling up within my heart and bringing energy to all I do. This reassuring feeling is a sure sign that I am living in harmony with my true spiritual identity. I discover joy by connecting with the Christ within. As I become a greater conduit, I find renewed kindness and love to share this holiday season. I express compassionate love as I align my heart with the great heart of God, which beats with a steady rhythm of joy within each and every one of us. I share joy through selfless service. Every day offers an opportunity to make a difference by lifting up others with a considerate gesture or a quiet word. Each act of kindness fills my heart with joy. And from Isaiah chapter 51, verse 3, "For the Lord will comfort Zion. Joy and gladness will be found in her, thanksgiving and the voice of song." So together, I feel fully alive and joyous. The Advent candle this morning is being lit to symbolize joy. We open our hearts to release our inner joy as the Christ is birthed within all of us.
Thank you, Marie. And now, if you are willing and able, I invite you to return to your feet and please join in singing and praying our Lord's Prayer.
Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the
And now I invite our children to please come forward along with their sponsors so that we may bless you.
We're making gingerbread houses today, so it's gonna be really cool. Come down and check them out when we're all done.
Please join me in blessing them. We love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, we hold the Christ in you, and know that you are empowered to do great things.
Oh, come, little children, oh, come, one and all. Oh, come to the cradle in Bethlehem's stall, and see what our Creator from high heaven above has sent us tonight as a proof of God's love. Oh, see where He's lying, a heavenly boy. Here Joseph and Mary behold Him with joy. The shepherds have come and are kneeling in prayer, while songs of the angels float over Him there.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas everywhere you go. Take a look at the 5 and 10 now, glistening once again with candy canes and silver lanes aglow. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Toys in every store, but the prettiest sight to see is the holly that will be in your own front door. A pair of hop-along boots and a pistol that shoots as wishes of Barney and Ben. Dolls that will talk and we'll go for a walk. There's a hope of Janice and Jen. And Mom and Dad can hardly wait for school to start again. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas everywhere you go. There's a tree in the Grand Hotel and one in the park as well. The sturdy kind that doesn't mind the snow. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Soon the bells will start, and the thing that will make them ring is the carol that will sing right within your heart, right within your heart. Thank you. There seems to be a bit of confusion. Am I the one that's confused? You know, it figures, because as I was prepping for my talk this week, I found out that there was a difference between the regular alphabet and the Christmas alphabet. Did you know that? In the Christmas alphabet, there's no L. So if I'm telling you that I like you and I of you, I hope you understand exactly what I'm saying, okay? Well, here we are. The last Sunday of Advent, just a few short days before Christmas. And at this point, your hearts should just be absolutely bursting with joy. And if they're not, well, we're going to look into that a little bit this morning and try to find out what it's all about. You know, every Sunday in Advent, there's a theme, and we light a candle to honor that theme. And today our theme is joy, and our topic today is joy inside out. And 3 weeks ago when we started this and we started talking about faith and peace and love, at the end of the service, I think you pretty much got the message that if you want to know and experience these truths, these realities in your life, it's incumbent upon you to do a little bit of work. But when it comes to joy, I suspect that we might slip into a little bit different mindset. We all want joy. We all hope for joy. We all anticipate joy. We all expect joy. And then I suspect that we all kind of assume that joy is just going to somehow or another ascend down on top of us. And as a consequence of this mindset, you know, maybe it just doesn't come like we expect it to. And there's a reason for that, and that's that maybe our thinking about joy is a little upside down backwards. Joy is not about hoping that Santa's going to fill your stocking. Joy is about you deciding how it is that you want your stocking to be filled. Joy is not about consequences. Joy is about commitment. And yes, joy is absolutely a noun, but it really acts as a verb because it isn't concerned about outcomes as much as it is about choice. And there is absolutely, positively nothing about it that is passive. And you might think, well, this doesn't make sense given everything that we have to worry about. And this doesn't make a whole lot of sense given that there really are honest to goodness things in the world that we should fear. And it all sounds like a bunch of gobbledygook to me.
Because the truth is, we can look out and we can see things like pain and destruction, in illness, in sadness. But joy is not the opposite of sadness or any of those other things. And joy is not the absence of sadness and any of those other things. And so the question comes up, well, Reverend Mike, are you saying that in the midst of all of this that there could still be joy? Absolutely, positively, indubitably. And I've been waiting months to use that word in a sermon. I just want, so I could cross that off of the list now. But the truth is, all of those not so terrific things have absolutely zero power over our joy. 3 weeks ago, we defined faith as the capacity to see the unseen, notwithstanding any and all appearances to the contrary. So today I offer you a definition of joy, that joy is the capacity to recognize, embrace, give thanks, and celebrate the incredible gift of life, regardless of how the circumstances around us are absolutely screaming out at us that life is about pain. And there's a really important subtlety here that I want to share. Because I'm not saying that joy is possible despite all of those nasty things that go on in life. I'm saying that joy could actually be found and known in the very experience of all of the painful things that we endure in our lives. I have a very good friend who a few years ago developed an exercise. He sat down and he made a guesstimate about how many years he had left on this planet. He took that number and he multiplied it by 365. And then he took that number and he went out and he purchased that many number of marbles. And he put them inside a giant container. And every day, every morning, he starts off his day, he removes one of the marbles from the container. And it's not a practice of morbidity. He's not doing this to watch his life dwindling away. He's doing this as a reminder of just how incredible the gift of life is. And by going through this little mini ritual, he recommits himself to that same joyful mindfulness every single day in his life. And originally he was just taking them out and just putting them aside somewhere, discarding them. And his daughter said, "No, Dad, you need another container." And he said, "What's that?" She said, "Get another container and label it time well spent." I just think it's incredible. And so that's what he's doing. Because you see, joy is an attitude. Joy is an outlook. Joy is a perspective. Joy is a point of view. Most of all, most importantly of all, joy is a consciousness. And there's nothing naive about what I'm saying about, and it's not about being a Pollyanna. On the contrary, joy is an understanding that there's work to be done, and then making a conscious decision to commit yourself to that work. And you know, we hear all of the time people say, you know, we really have to count our blessings. And I say amen to that. I really think that's a good idea. But it's also important to understand that joy is not about counting our blessings. Joy is about creating them. More years ago than I care to admit, when I was a little boy of about 12 years old, one of my neighbors bought and brought in this enormous truckload of topsoil that was dumped in the alley behind his garage. It was way taller than I was. And then he hired kids in the neighborhood. We got paid $1, not an hour. We got paid $1 for the entire day. And we were given a shovel, and we were told, a shovelful at a time, to walk down the stairs into his gangway to where his backyard was and move the pile. It was a hot summer day. And I have to tell you, I was starting to ache and sweat like crazy. But I saw this pile dwindling and getting smaller, and the pile that we were recreating growing and getting larger. And at home that night, I was so thoroughly exhausted. I had blisters on my hands, blisters on my feet, and I felt wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. And believe me, it wasn't the dollar. It was a sense of knowing. It was a sense of knowing joy by doing and enduring and working through what was in front of me, the task that was set before me. I want to share with you a brief line from the letter to Hebrews. And the author writes this: looking to Jesus, the pioneer and perfecter of our faith. Well, that's a bunch of fancy language. What he really means is way shower. Okay. But looking to Jesus, the pioneer and perfecter of our faith, who for the sake of joy that was before him endured the cross, disregarding the shame. Well, the person who wrote that letter wasn't saying that, he wasn't dismissing the horrors of the crucifixion. But he was making the point that if we commit ourselves to the joys that are set before us, then the work becomes an intrinsic part of bringing that joy into full, tangible manifestation for each and every one of us. And the closest analogy I could come up with in modern day times is pregnancy. Okay, and everything that goes with it: nausea, morning sickness, backaches, difficulty sleeping, in the latter months, difficulty with mobility, and of course, ultimately, potentially, hours upon hours of painful labor, which are all endured for the joy that is set before the event. And you know what? Everybody here can look at a newborn baby, and we can witness and we can see and we could feel joy. But the real joy in that event for the mom, and you know what, for the dad too, to a certain extent, is the understanding that they created this, that they went through this process, including the painful part, in order for this manifestation to be a living, breathing manifestation of a new Christ light. How incredibly empowering this is. Joy is an inside-out job. And so it makes sense for us, if we really want to experience joy, where do we have to start? We have to go within. But as we go within, there's also a couple of things that we have to stop doing. We have to stop judging. And we have to let go of labeling all of the villains in our lives, the people that we hold responsible for what's not good in our lives, and we have to let go of the victim within ourselves. You know, it's a very human tendency. What we tend to do is we write stories. in order to explain and to justify our pain. And then as time goes on, we add to those stories. We continue to write stories that are compatible with that story that explain the pain. And so before you know it, there's layer after layer after layer after layer. And with each layer, it becomes increasingly difficult for us to remember why we are here, what we are called to do. With each layer that we add, we create more distance between ourselves and our life experience and joy. And with each layer we add, we lose a little bit more sight of the Christmas miracle until at some point it becomes reduced to nothing more than a fairy tale. Perhaps a better expression of everything I'm trying to say today could be brought out in a children's book, or you could go and see one of the movie versions of it. We can't show it because of copyright laws. But I'm talking about the story by Dr. Seuss, How the Grinch Stole Christmas. And I'm sure all of you have heard of it, and you may remember the story, but let me just review it for you quickly. The Grinch was a really bad creature. He was as nasty and vile, as foul as they could ever possibly come. And who knows the reason why? In the book, there's speculation about it, okay? And the Grinch just deplored Christmas and everything about it. And he lived up on this mountain, and every year he would look down into the valley to the town of Whoville, where they were going wild in joy celebrating Christmas, and they couldn't stand it. So one year he comes up with a plan. On Christmas Eve, he goes down into the town of Whoville, and he steals everything that he can that is related to Christmas. And I mean, he takes everything, all of the decorations, the lights, the ornaments, the trees, the presents. He goes into the refrigerator and he steals the food that they were going to prepare on Christmas Day, everything. And he loads it all up onto the sled. I know it sounds far-fetched, but this is a kid's story. Stay with me. Okay? And he has this poor little dog. Don't go knocking the dogs, Terry. He has this poor little dog pulling the sled way up to the top of the mountain, and he's about to push it over the cliff, and all of a sudden he hears a sound, and what's that? And he turns around and he looks back down into the valley, and there in the town of Whoville, all of the citizens have come out. Everything related to Christmas is gone, and they form a giant circle, and they hold hands, and they sing a song welcoming Christmas Day. See, the Grinch was able to take away all of the stuff related to Christmas, but the Grinch could not deprive them of their joy. And if we have the same attitude and the same commitment to birthing the Christ within us, then absolutely nothing could deprive us of our joy. And I promise you, if you could manage to do this, you will experience the true meaning, the true joy of the entire Christmas miracle. This week, the Grinch showed up again, this time in the form of a tornado in Kentucky. And if you've seen it on the news, the devastation is absolutely incredible. Homes have been reduced to sticks and stones and rubble, and thousands of people in that state remain homeless. And there's a lot of people, scores of people, who have actually died in this catastrophe. But you know what? In that devastation, there is an opportunity for joy. There's an opportunity for joy for the residents in Kentucky. There's an opportunity for joy in this event in the entire nation. And there's an opportunity for joy through this event in you and in me. And what form is this joy going to take? I can't answer that. Because again, joy is all about making a decision and how it's going to play out. But at the very least, I'm sure that I could say, well, there is prayer, right? So I invite you to consider this. If you're going to pray now for the people in Kentucky in the aftermath of this disaster, don't pray that they have joy this Christmas. A more meaningful prayer is to pray that they seek, that they look for, that they have the strength and the courage and conviction to dare to pursue joy. It's a subtle but very, very important distinction. There's a proverb that I want to share with you. A joyful heart, this is from the book of Proverbs, a joyful heart is the health of the body. Well, this rings true, right? But it's not the case that your life is meaningful because you have joy. Rather, it's the case that you have joy because your life is meaningful. Because joy is all about having a sense of purpose. So what this means is when you get up in the morning, you put your tootsies down on the floor, you do so with an attitude of purpose in your life. And then you go throughout your entire day, do all of the routines, breakfast, lunch, dinner, whatever, go to work, and incorporating all the surprises, the unexpected stuff that comes into you every day, and with an ongoing mindfulness of what is really significant to you in your life. And there can be no excuses. And there's no allowance made here for distractions. Because this is what joy is all about. If you are really serious about knowing it and feeling it and experiencing it in your life. And does it mean that the nasty stuff is going to stop coming? Of course it's not going to stop coming. But you know, the whole message of the Christmas miracle is all of that stuff really doesn't matter as long as we don't start to pay homage to it and worship it, instead of remaining focused on who we are and what is within us, just waiting to explode and develop, if we just add that sense of purpose. It's 6 days to Christmas? And throughout the world, Christendom, most people are sitting and waiting for the appearance of the Christ to rescue them from all of their woes and all of their problems and all of their troubles. And this morning, I invite you to take up this challenge. I invite you to be about the process of making this happen in you, of birthing the Christ in you. And even if you can manage to do it just an itsy-bitsy, teensy-weeny bit, you will know joy. And if you don't think that you have it in you, if you don't think that you're worthy, or if you think you're just so incredibly overburdened with this, that, or whatever, go back into the gospel and read the Christmas story. Okay, there's a reason why Jesus, the Christ, was birthed in a stable and that Jesus was laid to rest in a manger, which is a feeding trough for an animal. The circumstances could not have been portrayed in any more of a meager form. And we have to come to that conclusion. This notion of, I'm not worthy, I'm not ready, I don't think I have this in me. It's really, really time. If not now, as we're knocking on the door of Christmas Day, if not now, when? You know, we sing all of these Christmas carols. I've done this for years as an attempt to inspire me to get into the Christmas spirit. And I lose sight of the fact that those songs were written by somebody who was inspired in his or her heart to make them manifest. Every one of you, without exception, has a song in your heart. Now is the time to bring it forward. And again, I don't want to hear about any nonsense about you don't have a good singing voice. Okay? Spiritually, you are all divas. Okay? So, my invitation to you this morning is to give that thought. To take a line from our peace song and changing the words a bit, because I can do that. Let there be joy on earth, and let it begin with us. And now let's take this to meditation. And so I welcome you at this point to settle in. Allow your awareness to go to a special place of prayer. Allow yourself to acknowledge the presence of Spirit in which we all are immersed, in which we are swimming. And that presence of Spirit that's deep, deep, deep within each and every one of us, that works with us, through us, and in us. Understand that you are in a very safe place right now. And in this safe place, we come together and we build a sacred place. Allow yourself to get into the rhythm of it all. Take a breath, and as you inhale, feel that you are inhaling the fullness of life. And as you exhale, think of exhaling a small gasp of joy. And we go still deeper in a true sense of humility. And we express through that reality deep within ourselves that, we don't have it all figured out. There's so much that we don't understand and so many things that get in our way. But now in this moment, we are open. We are receptive. Our hearts are wide open. And we just want to listen. You and I may hear different words from that still small voice, but they all come back to how each and every one of us is treasured and precious, and each and every one of us is such an integral part of the oneness. That each and every one of us is a stable waiting to birth to Christ. And so I invite you at this time just to dwell there in this space and to listen to the still small voice within in a few moments of silence. And now I call you back to this physical space, softly, gently, as you are ready. I invite you to open your eyes. Again, witness the life that comes to you through your senses, and to blend that in with the experience that you had in the silence. These things are not opposites. And so we come back, or return, in the knowing that we have this power of creation within us, that we can birth the Christ, that we can manifest the one power, the one source, in a very real, tangible way in the world. We can make a difference. And for this knowing and the opportunity to share this knowing with one another this morning, we are so, so grateful. And so we close by saying, thank you, sweet Spirit, for the miracle of Christmas throughout the world, for the miracle of Christmas in each and every one of us. And so it is. Amen.
All right. Can everybody hear me? Wow. I can barely hear me. There we go. Okay, yes, there we go. All right. We're going to do a little song here. That's a beautiful Christmas carol. It's called Do You Hear What I Hear? And we'd like a little audience participation on this. So when we sing our line, said the night went to the little lamb, and we say, do you see what I see? I want all of you in your voices to repeat that last part. Do you see what I see? Okay? Let's give it a shot here. Said the night wind to the little lamb, do you see what I see?
Do you see what I see?
Way up in the sky, little lamb. Do you see what I see?
Do you see what I see?
A star, dancing in the night with a tail as big as a kite. With a tail as big as a kite. Said the little lamb to the shepherd boy, now do you hear what I hear?
Do you hear what I hear?
Ringing through the sky, shepherd boy, do you hear what I hear?
Do you hear what I hear?
A song, high above the trees with a voice as big as the sea, with a voice as big as the sea. Said the shepherd boy to the mighty king, do you know what I know? In your palace warm, mighty king, do you know what I know?
Do you know what I know?
A child shivers in the cold. Let us bring him silver and gold. Let us bring him silver and gold. Said the king to the people everywhere, listen to what I say.
Listen to what I say.
Pray for peace, people everywhere. Listen to what I say.
Listen to what I say.
The child, sleeping in the night, he will bring us goodness and light. He will bring us goodness and light. Very good, everybody. Give yourselves a big hand. You too, Mike.
Thank you, guys. You guys don't know what difference makers you are, but you really are difference makers. Okay. Do I get an amen? Amen. Okay. I always wanted to do that too. Now it's a time in our service for our love offering. Because of COVID, we don't pass the basket, but there is a basket set out there for you to share your gifts. And we're always grateful for dollars and cents. And always, 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 I have to say thank you for the giving of your hearts and your souls to this church family here at Fox Valley. You tithe your talents, you tithe your time, and you tithe your very, very presence to one another. And it's just absolutely incredible. There are just a few announcements, and I want to make sure that, do you hear what I say? Okay. After the service today, don't bug out. We have a couple of special treats for you, okay? So if you could linger for 10 minutes, I think that we're going to give you a booster shot for your joy, okay? This Christmas Eve, we have our candlelight service, and that's at 7 p.m. We really have a very special service planned with music and meditation. Please try to be here to join us with this. And we are going to attempt to live stream the service. Hopefully there'll be enough light in the sanctuary to allow us to do that on YouTube. So for those of you that are tuned in, please try to do that as well. Immediately following the service, we're going to continue the presence of the Christ in a very special way. We will hold a Holy Night meditation, which includes a walk in the silence, and this will run through the night until 10 a.m. the next day. It's a different, mindful experience of prayer. We will have the labyrinth set up on the lower level of the church and invite you to sign up for a time slot, mostly if you want to come and join us in the middle of the night in the sanctuary in silence and holding things in prayer. There's a sheet there. I know that this is tough to think of getting here at 1 in the morning or 4 in the morning or something like that. But we really have an opportunity here through prayer to make a powerful difference that would vibrate energy beyond the walls of this church and out into the world. So please do consider signing up. And you could also sign up for the labyrinth. Because of COVID, we want to limit that to 4 people per time slot. So please register at the sign-up table. And if you would like information, you may please speak to John DeRocher, who is here this morning and really, in a very special way, birthed this idea. And of course, you may always talk to me about it. A week from today is December 26th, and there will be a Sunday service that day, but it's going to be very, very different. Christmas and all that jazz. And we're going to have a couple of very talented jazz musicians who are going to not just play and entertain us, but inspire and move us through that service. So you may have been feeling, I've had too much holiday, but please come out. It'll be a good exclamation point on every wonderful thing that you may have experienced throughout the season. As always, the announcements can be found in your bulletin. And so with that, I want to invite everybody to please rise, face one another or face across the aisle as we give one another our congregational blessing. We love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the Christ in you and know that you are empowered to do great things. We're going to do the prayer for protection as usual, and then after that, don't get upset. We're not doing the peace song today, okay? It's not going away forever. Don't go through withdrawal. It'll be back next, okay? Because we're going to do Joy to the World, okay? So join me in praying our prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Take it away.
Joy to the world, the Lord is come. Let earth receive her King. Let every heart prepare him room, and heaven and nature sing, and heaven and nature sing, and heaven and nature sing.
Okay, I invite you to take your seats because we are going to welcome, we're going to have a 10-minute concert, but first we have to welcome a really special, I hope he comes, a really, really special visitor this morning. Maybe you could help.
I can't. Oh, I think I see him. Here comes Santa Claus, here comes Santa Claus, right down Santa Claus Lane. Vixen, Blitzen, all his reindeer pulling on the rein. Bells are ringing, children singing, all is merry and bright. Hang your stockings and say your prayers, 'cause Santa Claus comes tonight. Here comes Santa Claus, here comes Santa Claus, right down Santa Claus Lane. He's got a bag that's filled with toys for the boys and girls again. Hear those sleigh bells jingle and jangle, what a beautiful sight. Jump in the bed and cover your head, 'cause Santa Claus comes tonight. 'Cause Santa Claus comes tonight. Hey, Santa.
Where are our children? Can somebody run down and they're just supposed to be up here? Santa, you may have to do this again.
They probably are.
Oh, my goodness.
I thought they were
It's
coming.
very time consuming.
Oh.
Yes,
You
it-
must know.
Somebody check, please. We do have another 10 minutes of music.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. But they want to see Santa. Okay. If we can't bring Muhammad to the mountains, we bring the mountains to Muhammad. Is that it?
There's Mary. There's
Uh,
Mary.
There's Mary. Where's the kids, Mary? Did the Grinch take them?
You know what? How about if Santa goes down there? Oh, okay, Santa will come down there, and we're going to continue with our little mini concert then.
Be up in a few minutes, but they're really into it. Couldn't take them away.
Excuses.
I think everybody should go downstairs afterward and take a look and see what they did.
Yeah, but stay for the music now.
I'll have a blue Christmas without you. I'll be so blue just thinking about you. Decorations of red on a green Christmas tree won't be the same if you're not here with me. And when those blue snowflakes start falling, that's when those blue memories start calling. You'll be doing alright with your Christmas of white, but I'll have a blue Christmas. I'll have a blue Christmas, that's certain. And when those blue heartaches start hurting, you'll be doing alright with your Christmas of white, but I'll have a blue Christmas. And when those blue snowflakes start falling, that's when those blue memories start calling. You'll be doing alright with your Christmas of white, but I'll have a blue, 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 blue Christmas. Oh, I'll have a blue, 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 blue Christmas. Thank you, thank you. Oh, hey, this song is very inappropriate, okay? You love inappropriate? Okay. It's about snow, which we ain't got. Pretend. The weather outside is frightful, no it ain't, but the fire is so delightful. Since we've no place to go, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. It doesn't show signs of stopping, and I brought some corn for popping. The lights have turned way down low. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. When we finally kiss goodnight, how I hate going out in the storm. But if you really hold me tight, all the way home I'll be warm. The fire is slowly dying, and my dear, we're still goodbying. As long as you love me so, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. When we finally kiss goodnight, how I hate going out in the storm. But if you really hold me tight, all the way home I'll be warm. The fire is slowly dying, and my dear, we're still goodbying. As long as you love me so, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Hey, thank you. And I want you all to have a very Merry Christmas. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Let your heart be light. From now on, our troubles will be out of sight. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Make the Yuletide gay. From now on, our troubles will be far away. Once again, as in olden days, happy golden days of yore. Faithful friends who are near to us, gather near to us once more. Through the years we all will be together, if the fates allow. Hang a shining star upon the highest bough. Have yourself a merry little Christmas now. Hey, thank you. Let's see what I got here. Okay. What's Christmas for? Okay, I got a question for you. What is the one prize that Santa will never win? It's a very cherished prize. It's handed out every year to people who have really contributed to humanity. It's one prize he will never win, Santa. Good. The Nobel Prize. Because he's got a lot of bells. City sidewalks, busy sidewalks, dressed in holiday style. In the air, Christmas. Children laughing, people passing, meeting smile after smile, and on every street corner you'll hear, what do we hear? Silver bells, silver bells, it's Christmas time in the city. Ring-a-ling, hear them sing, soon it will be Christmas Day. Strings of street lights, even stoplights, blinking bright red and green as the shoppers rush home with their treasures. Hear the snow crunch, see the kids bunch. This is Santa's big scene, and above all this bustle, you'll hear silver bells, silver bells. It's Christmas time in the city. Ring-a-ling, hear them sing, soon it will be Christmas Day. Ring-a-ling, hear them sing, soon it will be Christmas Day. Thank you, thank you. Now, when I was a child, I had this traumatic experience. I snuck down the stairs to see if Santa was there, and I saw him. But you know what he was doing? He was kissing my mommy. And that was okay, but I could not wait till my daddy came home so I could tell him. I wasn't a good kid. That's not right. Hang on a second. Oh my goodness. Hang on. Here we go. Now I got it. I saw Mommy kissing Santa Claus underneath the mistletoe last night. She didn't see me creep down the stairs to have a peep. She thought that I was tucked up in my bedroom fast asleep. Then I saw Mommy tickle Santa Claus underneath the mistletoe last night. What a laugh it would have been if Daddy had only seen Mommy kissing Santa Claus last night. I saw Mommy kissing Santa Claus underneath the mistletoe last night. She didn't see me creep down the stairs to have a peep. She thought that I was tucked up in my bedroom fast asleep. Then I saw Mommy tickle Santa Claus underneath his beard so snowy white. What a laugh it would have been if Daddy had only seen Mommy kissing Santa Claus last night. What a laugh it would have been if Daddy had only seen Mommy kissing Santa Claus last night. I have a lot more, but I just want to make sure, let's go ahead and end it with this. The most popular Christmas song ever. Let's go ahead and do some White Christmas. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, just like the ones I used to know, where the treetops glisten and children listen to hear sleigh bells in the snow. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, with every Christmas card I write. May your days be merry and bright, and may all your Christmases be white. Woohoo! Thank you, everybody. Have a Merry Christmas.
Thank you, Terry.
Thank you, Terry.
Thank you so much, and thanks to the King girls today too. Woo! And music team. Oh, thank you so much. That was so much fun. He probably cut it up.
Thank you.